Hey, so the other day, someone asked me to share some questions that I think about when pursuing a new goal, and I thought I'd circle back, of course, and share it with you. So here we go. The first question is something that I actually got from a billionaire entrepreneur. His name is Tom Bilyeu, and he has a great show on YouTube, as a matter of fact. It's called Impact Theory. Highly recommend you check it out if you're looking for inspiration or guidance on how to achieve your biggest dreams. So the question that he asked himself that I've kind of adopted for my own personal use is no bullshit, what would it take, right? And I think this is just such an amazing question because it forces you to look at whatever you're aiming for objectively, right? If you're looking to be, I don't know, a musician, for example, it's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take you learning maybe to write music. It's going to take you to build a team, right? Find photographers, find videographers, create a brand. Like that question, no bullshit, what would it take? It forces you to take the romanticism out of it. It forces you to take the, this is how I feel it should be out of it. And really, it really helps with that particular question to get a pencil and pad and really ask that question and then write down everything that you believe it will take to achieve a certain end. So again, it really takes any personal bias out of it and really forces you to look at a certain aim objectively. So I love that question. Another question that I like to ask is, how am I getting in my own way? This is a personal favorite as well. Interesting enough on this idea of getting in your own way. I think we all, to some extent, are faced with it. A term is inner critic. We all have that inner voice that's always trying to sabotage what we got going on. And one thing I've learned, and I don't think I've ever said this publicly, or one observation I've made is, no matter how good you are at, circumventing the excuses it tries to make you make for yourself, it always gets better, right? So, for example, let's use working out. I love the analogy of working out. It's just such an easy one. You want to work out in the morning, right? When you first start out, the excuse might be, hey man, stay in bed, man. Aren't you tired? You had a long weekend. You deserve to rest, right? Which you deserve to do. That's usually the first wave. But then once you kind of learn to circumvent that, that's not a problem anymore. You're able to overcome that excuse, right? You see the bigger picture. What happens? The voice gets more sophisticated, right? As you get more sophisticated in getting around their excuses, it gets more sophisticated in getting your attention. So it might go from what you deserve to do. You deserve rest. You deserve dessert. You deserve to drink. It goes from that to, hey man, you worked out a lot yesterday, man. You really killed it. Why don't we take a break today? You might tear, your rotator cuff, or you might hurt yourself because you've been working out so consistently. And that's the next excuse, right? It's about safety. So, I really have a deep respect for our ability to get in our own way. There's an African proverb that I heard a bunch. It goes, if there's no enemy within, no enemy outside can harm you. So it's really an inner game or inner battle every single day. So how am I getting in my own way? That's another thing to consider. I think, speaking of considering, the third question is, what am I not considering? That's a question I just love posing to myself. I think it's a very helpful one because it forces you to take a step back and at least attempt to look at the bigger picture, right? And step outside of what you're already doing and open yourself up to what you could be doing as well. Just that posing that question to yourself can create a lot of change. And help you form new ideas. What am I not considering? I ask myself that all the time. What am I not considering? And it really helps in terms of just the planning stage as well. I would say another question is, who can help me? We all think we can do this alone. Not the truth. Everyone has a team or a mentor, just someone that's there to create the spark in them, maybe to assist them on certain things. So who can help me? And it's really helpful to get you out of that I can do it all alone mentality. So just pose it to yourself. A lot of this is just posing to yourself and waiting for an answer to come. It might not be instantly, but it'll come in time. And last but not least is, how can I create more joy in my life? And that question is really aimed at people. I guess it's more of a personal question. It's aimed at people who have a hard time shutting it off. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, I'm working day, night, weekends. I've always been that way. This wasn't something that came about in a couple of years. I've just always been very driven. I know what I want. My vision is clear. And I'm just like seduced by, that great vision that I have for myself. So, posing the question of how can I create more joy in my life acts as a counterbalance, right? And it forces me to be reflective, and it forces me to give thought to how I can work on, making sure my relationships are healthier, or that I'm taking the vacations I need, or the mental health days that I need. It's a very important question. So that question in particular is for people like me that really have that has that DNA that's just like zoned, and it's just a very important question. So how can I create more joy in my life? It's a very great foundational question. Again, anyone and everyone should ask that question. We should always try and strive to find more joy in our lives. So that's something that I ask myself as well. So those are 5 questions that I consistently ask myself when I have a new goal in mind. Highly recommend you consider asking yourself one or the whole bunch to yourself. So good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.